I really love that, like, because I'm the producer and the host of this, I can see all your faces as you're reacting to stuff. Like, you all can't see me, so it's always fun during those little intro clips to just see everyone's reactions. But hello,
Great.
everyone. We are here to play Kids on Bikes, or in this case, dads with a asterisk because not everyone is a dad, and not all of them are human dads. Some of them are dog parents. Uh, they're humans, but they have dog children. I should clarify. And we are here to raise money for the Trans Empowerment Project. And again, we are very fortunate to have the Trans Empowerment Project here with us. Yeah. Before we get into anything, I am going to take just a moment to talk about something a little bit serious, and then that way we can have all the time to be silly and enjoy our time together. So I found out some unfortunate news this afternoon, I guess. A good friend of mine who has been the coach of our rugby team, someone who has been very influential to me as a rugby player, passed away. So in his honor, we are still going to continue forward tonight because I know he would not want all of us to be sad and not be together with friends. He would be the first one. And I've seen more than once where Jacko, when we had a rough loss as a team, would tell us, keep your heads up. You went out there and you gave your best, and that's what's important. So, tonight, this is for Jacko. And with that, I'm going to let my lovely players introduce themselves. Jack, do you want to start us off since you're kind of the reason why we're all here?
Sure. Thanks so much. Hey, everybody. My name is Jack Knoxville. I use he and they pronouns. I am the founder and executive director of Trans Empowerment Project, and so appreciative of all of you showing up tonight and just ready to have some fun. So thanks so much for making some space for me.
Absolutely. And Jack, who do you want to follow you?
Well, we'll kick it over to Heather.
Of course. Hey everyone, I'm Heather Knoxville, she, they pronouns. I am the Chief Operations Officer at Trans Empowerment Project. And yeah, super excited to be here tonight playing with y'all.
And Heather, who do you want to follow you?
Let's pass it off to Nat.
Oh, Nat, you're muted. There's always one.
Always. Hello, I am Nat. I go by Nat20Wife on most places on the internet. I'm a professional TTRPG player and game master and half of Don Marshall Entertainment. Tonight I will be playing Riley, who uses they, them pronouns, refers to themselves as parent, and their kids call them llama instead of mama.
Also, Nat, I don't remember if I've mentioned this before, so if I have, my bad, because I can't remember shit. But it's kind of funny to me because I've been following Dawn since like well before I started even podcasting. So
yeah.
it's always wild to me to be like, I'm here with Nat.
Yeah, I didn't really start playing on streams or things regularly until a good year into what we were doing. So yeah, I get it for sure.
All right, and Sean, last but not least.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. I am Sean, or on some channels around here, Celix. Today, I go by Help Action Needed on the internet here on Twitch and Threads and Instagram and our podcast, where I am the DM and GM for most episodes. Yeah. Today, I will be playing Sky. He is a dog dad, no children, no partner, just vibes. He's got a dog, and he's happy about that.
And also a blog.
And a vlog. Dog and blog.
And I'm adjusting this a little bit because I like the 80s vibe that this tends to come with. It's written to be in the early 2000s, but I think it's more fun this way. So our adventure begins on Marygrove Lane. It is a beautiful little cul-de-sac in the town of Suburbtopia, nestled somewhere, who knows where, in the United States. It is full of 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom houses Every one of these idyllic houses has a swimming pool, a nice backyard, garage, and everyone seems to always be busy with things like home improvement projects. So, I would like to start the scene. It is a Saturday, and I think the central thing for Saturdays in this small town is rugby. There is a youth rugby game, and I think maybe all of you wouldn't necessarily be there, but at least a few of you would likely be passing by and would see the coach, who is a heavier set man. Despite the fact this is a youth rugby game, we'll say like middle school aged, you see that he is smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer and always yelling at the piggies to run, which is the forwards, which are usually the larger players. And yeah, it's one of my favorite memories of Jacko is he always yells at us forwards, "Run, piggies," in his New Zealand accent. So who would be at this game? Riley. Okay.
Would it be like
Anyone
in a
else?
public park area?
Oh, absolutely.
I think Sky's running laps around it.
Amazing. What about Susan and Jack? Where would they be?
That's a good question. I think that I would be. Susan would be probably, since she's an attorney, even though it's a Saturday, she would probably be just getting off work and maybe walking by the park on her way home.
Fantastic.
Jake got an order. Somebody needed some pizzas to be delivered. So
Actually, this is perfect. One of the things that I particularly enjoy about rugby is that even with youth, after the game, most sports, the teams are going to go, to their separate locker rooms, their separate, vehicles, whatever. With rugby, the two teams come together and they hang out afterwards. If they're adults of age, they drink beers together. If they are people who drink, or they drink water or lemonade or whatever they want. But we all share food, sing stupid rugby songs that are, slightly offensive and outdated, but it's a good time. And so I think that probably the coach has ordered pizzas for everyone. And so Jake would be arriving to deliver said pizzas. And unbeknownst to Jake, for sure, probably Susan is the one who actually paid for them, because that's something that we talked about beforehand. Susan, being the wealthy lawyer, is able to do that kindness for the community. And so, Sky, as you and your lovely pup are running, you would definitely see, as Jake is delivering some pizzas, that Riley and their children are probably, I guess, Riley, would your kids be on the team, or would they be just there, like, watching, supporting their friends?
My oldest, Andrew, is probably on the team, and then I have the other three kind of wrangled on the side, trying to watch, but also trying to keep an eye on them. Or other four. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't remember how or just four.
That is the
Four
most
total.
parent thing
The one
I've
playing and
heard.
we're gonna have lines. So you got a lot of that, like, yeah, get in there, buddy, woo, and then like, don't put the grass in your mouth.
Oh, fantastic. So yeah, Sky, you would see your friend Riley, and then Jake is delivering pizzas. And conveniently, Susan happens to be walking by, maybe even on their way home.
Seeing that Riley is trying to wrangle their children, I think Sky and Buff are going to stop their run, knowing that Riley's kids enjoy hanging out with Buff, to like kind of let him hang out with the kids to give a bit of attention. And since we're setting this in the 80s, I think Sky would be wearing the most like crop top, show off the dad abs, and like the shorts that barely come past the knees. So like, even though it's like a children's event, he was not here for the children's event. He still looks like he's trying to run in the 80s and is showing up. So like, we'll grab a coat or something to toss it on, and then kind of let
Oh
Buff
no,
run around.
it's the 80s. That's the
Okay.
vibe.
Cool. And that's the vibe. And letting Buff run around with however many of Riley's kids they need running around with.
Perfect. I think Riley just kind of looks and gives you like a thank you, and actually is able to like, watch Andrew play for once.
Yeah, anytime. I'll help out whenever you need.
And Jack, just out of curiosity, how stoned is Jake right now?
What?
And because Suburbtopia is a pretty small town, I feel like Jake probably doesn't even have to drive to deliver. It's either like a bike or he just walks.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've got a cool little scooter that gets me around town, you know.
Amazing. I love that.
It's not nearly as cool as a Vespa because I couldn't really afford one on a pizza delivery guy's salary, but you know, it gets me around town.
Especially as many free pizzas as you give out.
I mean, I try to be a nice guy, you know, because these are my favorite customers. So I specifically go see them at least like once a week.
Amazing. And Susan, you see this group of at least acquaintances. You know, you work quite a bit, so you may not know them super well. But I think we'll say, just for convenience, Sky, you have probably already sent out the RSVP, meaning you put like a postcard on everyone's door, at least from this group. Maybe other people in the neighborhood. I don't know. How many people would you have given the postcard to invite them to game night?
The invite to game night was definitely in the latest edition of Dog and Blog. These three were given specific invites, but then there was a general invite to game night for anyone in town that wanted to come.
Amazing. Yeah, so Susan, you would know that you have at least been invited. Whether you have responded to say whether you're coming or not is up to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I was thinking that as I'm walking by the park, I look over at the commotion of Riley's kids and, you know, Buff barking and all of the things, and realize that I'm not a parent, but I am an auntie to two nephews and a nibbling. And I look over and see that a couple of them are playing or just finished playing in the rugby game. So I'm going to walk over to the park, check on the kids, and say hi to my friends over there.
Yeah, they're all absolutely filthy between sweat and mud. Just disgusting.
Well, don't hug me. So, like, love y'all, but this is my power suit I've got on over here, you know.
Right. Oh,
Good
yeah,
thing,
it is
though.
the 80s. So, like, are we talking shoulder pads too?
Oh, absolutely. Shoulder pads, big bangs. I mean, I've got on my power aesthetic.
Ooh, I forgot about the big bangs. That is a great point.
Used half a can of Aquanet this morning.
Who needs an ozone layer?
Exactly.
It's the 80s. We've never heard of that.
People.
So, Sky, are you going to mention the game night to anyone while you're here?
Yeah, once Riley gets to watch Andrew for a bit, and I see Jake and Susan show up, I'm like, "Yeah, you're all still coming around for game night, right? I got Scrabble, and I got other games that existed in the 80s, and I think we're gonna have a really good time together. And you can all hang out with Buff. He'll be there."
Just want to let y'all know that playing Scrabble with a lawyer is have fun.
And other games that existed in the 80s.
Yeah, what else?
Probably Yahtzee.
Yeah.
Candyland.
Yeah.
That's a good
All of
one.
these.
I mean, I'm totally coming. I'll be bringing the extra mushrooms and the extra oregano. Don't worry.
We can always count on you, Jake.
You know I got this party, bro.
You gotta love that kind of delivery service.
With hands over the ears of the middle two children for this part of the conversation, I'm just like, dudes, I really want to be there. I need some oregano, but like Jordan's out of town and I got these. I don't know what to do. I don't know if this is all ages friendly game night. I'll try to get a sitter.
Would there be like anyone we know in town who's like the 10-year-old, I guess 15-year-old that like is a sitter?
Oh, there absolutely is. So one thing about Suburbtopia, there is a house at the end of Marygrove Lane, one of the 2 streets in this small town. It is the house number 150 Marygrove Lane. It sits at the very end of the cul-de-sac, and you've only ever seen a kid come in and out. Seems like a okay kid, but you've never seen grown-ups. Not once. But they have been posting flyers advertising that they would babysit and or dog sit.
Well, I think we got the answer to your problem.
Yeah. I yell over to Andrew. Hey Andrew, that kid who lives down the street, is he in your class? He's like your age.
Oh, Timmy? Yeah.
Does he babysit? Does somebody else live there who babysits? Is it weird to have somebody babysit you that like you go to school with?
I mean, kinda. I think I'm old enough. You could just like give me a house key.
Maybe I'll leave you at home. And I'll send the other 3 and you can have like alone time because that's a thing you need as the oldest.
And I'm sure that this teenager would not be also indulging in oregano because teenagers never do that.
It's 11.
But that all happens off screen for legal reasons. Fantastic. Yeah, so now that you have that all settled, what would the rest of you be doing with the rest of the day? We have a nice little town map with some different things on it. Let's start with Sky. What would Sky be doing with the rest of his day before game night?
Sky will be pulling up the map, real brief. Sky will definitely run because he doesn't drive anywhere. He doesn't walk anywhere. He runs everywhere. He is going to first off run to the gas station, which I'm assuming is also the grocery store. And
I believe there's also a grocery store, but I could be wrong. Hold on.
Oh, there is. It's a supermarket. That's on me. He's going to run to the supermarket and just buy like basic chips and things, and then run to the flower shop across the street and like say hi to the florist and try and buy a couple flowers that'll make his home look less like he lives there alone with his dog and maybe give it like some life inside. And then he's going to run home. He's going to set up, and then he and Buff are going to go for another 12-mile run before getting back home to set up for game night.
Jesus.
I hate this person.
Yeah, I was just about to say I hate Sky so much.
I know this person and I hate this person.
I'm sure he's a very nice guy, but oh my god.
Yeah. They're a good friend.
Yeah. While you're at the flower shop, what is the name of the clerk there?
Right. No, we have a Riley.
We also have a Susan and a Jake.
Rena,
because it's not Reba, but almost.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was going with Riley because that's the florist shop owner in Life is Strange True Colors, and then it didn't work out, so I switched to another R name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you said you're trying to make it seem like you don't live alone?
Not that I don't live alone, just that like I maintain my house better.
Gotcha. Yeah. I think that I'm going to need you to roll just to be able to charm your way into the right kind of vibe here.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me a charm roll.
Cool. That's a
What die is that for you?
It is my D12, and I get a +2 for my dad abs to charm. I also get a +2 to every roll because I'm just cute.
And it's perfect because you're wearing a crop top.
I am.
So those dad abs are on full display.
They are. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you got to beat an 8.
Cool. I rolled a 6 + 4 is 10.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're just like, oh, yeah, no, I've got the perfect thing for you. And they come back not with like a bouquet, but just a variety of different flowers, just to spread throughout.
Yeah. Rena, I knew I could trust you. I'm so happy. Thanks for helping me make my home good.
Oh, no problem, Sky. Anything for you? And you see that like they've also written a phone number that is not the business number on the bottom of the receipt.
Like, aw, I'll have to give you a call later. Thanks. And then like we'll take the flowers and run out the store.
Amazing. Jake, I know you've got work, but after work, what would you be doing before game night?
I mean, I was just gonna smoke this joint, go to the arcade, and then after I hit the arcade, I might get a little nap in. But that's about it.
The opposite of Sky. I love Jake so much. I want to be friends with Jake.
You already are. Everybody's a friend of Jake.
Amazing. Who do you know who works at the arcade?
Well, there's this girl. Her name is Ivy. She's pretty
Okay.
cool. I like
tell
to
us
go
more
hang
about
out with
Ivy.
her sometimes.
Yeah, tell us more about Ivy.
I mean, she's really cool, and like sometimes she hooks me up with free games and stuff, man.
I love it. Yeah. Would you be like flirting with Ivy, or are you more focused on the games?
I mean, I would love to flirt more with Ivy, but she makes me incredibly nervous. So I just try to like flirt by getting the high scores and stuff to like, sometimes don't tell her, but sometimes I break the machines on purpose to get her to come fix them.
Would you say that this would be brains, or what stat do you think this would be to get the high score?
I mean, you say brains, I say charm, maybe a little bit of both.
Okay, yeah, let's do charm.
Okay.
What dice is that for Jake?
D12.
A D12. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say for this one you gotta beat a 9.
Okay.
It's a tough game.
Ooh, I did not. I got a 2.
Oh no. Okay. So what does that look like for you?
It looks like me fumbling all over myself as soon as Ivy walks over and getting flustered and walking out of the door and just saying to hell that I'm going to take a nap.
That's valid. That's valid. You can try another day. This is also a great time to remind the audience you can donate to give player rerolls, or it is even cheaper if you want to give friendship tokens, which can help. It would not have helped in this case because you would need 7 of them. But I don't think I set a limit on them, so I think you could give however many you wanted. Just hypothetically, if anyone wanted to. Yeah. So, Jake, you've just kind of embarrassed yourself in front of this person you were trying to impress. And I think Jake doesn't know, but I feel like Ivy thought it was really cute the way that like you were trying really hard. Like it was not subtle at all that you were trying really hard to get the high score.
Yeah, I mean, tact and stuff is not my strong suit. I mean, I'm just awkward and it happens. It happens entirely too often.
Yeah, that's relatable. That's just me in real life. Oh, fantastic. And what about Susan?
Susan is going to hit the supermarket on the way home. She stays extremely busy during the week, so she meal preps on the weekends and is going to stop by the supermarket, grab some ingredients, and then head home.
Okay. Do you know anyone at the supermarket, or are you usually working too much to really have acquaintances there?
I mean, I have my favorite cashier, and I pretty much like to go when they're working.
Okay. Who would that be?
Their name is Cash, and they are seriously cool. Like, just I usually have problems with small talk. I am very dogmatic and like to just get to the point, get my groceries, and go usually. But when Cash is there, we usually have a nice conversation. They're always very friendly. So yeah, I like to try to go when they're there.
And there are 0 self-insert or other people insert PCs or NPCs in this game. 0, none. Yeah. So, are you getting like a full week's of groceries since this is Saturday and you've probably been pretty busy?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Cash is just like, oh, hey, Susan, haven't seen you in a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, not much. Just working. I've got this really tough case against a really big company, and they're not being very nice about sharing, data and statistics and stuff from their company. So it's been a really tough, stressful week. But it's always nice to chat with you. So I'm glad we were able to catch up today. How about
Yeah,
you?
it's good to see you. I mean, just kind of doing the clerk life thing. Not too exciting, but I mean, somebody did puke on like aisle 3 a couple days ago.
Well, that sounds fun. I hope that wasn't your responsibility to clean up.
Oh no, that's Jim. He was all over it.
Poor Jim.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and give me a charm roll as well? That's just what our group does, apparently. Okay. And what die is that for you?
That's a D10 for me.
Okay. So I'm gonna say you got to beat a 7.
Okay. Fuck. I also got a 2.
Okay. Yeah, I think. How would you make this awkward? Like, what would you say or do in this situation to probably make yourself or maybe Cash feel a little bit uncomfortable unintentionally?
Well, because I'm so like independent and tough, can't ask anyone for help type of thing, I tried to grab all of my week's worth of groceries, despite Cash asking me if I needed any help, and I tried to grab them all myself. And one of the bags ripped, and I tried to somehow catch it, which led me to drop a couple of other things. And it was just like a comedy of errors, or a series of unfortunate events of like this bag ripped and things fell. I tried to grab them, so this thing fell, and I look at Cash and I'm like, you know what? I should have taken you up on that help.
Yeah, and they're just like, well, I mean, next time, right? Can't
Yeah.
win them all.
Right.
And Riley, it sounds like they've got their hands full, but what would you and the kids be up to? Oh, you're muted. Can't win them all.
I never mute myself, but my snack bag is incredibly loud. Can I roll or do something, or maybe did my kids' team win?
Ooh, let's call that grit. Because grit is my favorite.
That's my D4, and it's a +1.
You said it's a D4?
It's a D4, but I have a +1.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, you got to beat a 3, which is going to be interesting.
Nope, that's a 1. Okay.
Okay, but you can use friendship tokens if you wanted. You don't have to.
I was more using it as a decision-making tool.
That's fair.
It was either going to be
That's fair.
ice cream or hardware store, and now it's hardware store, because this is the first time I am leaving Andrew home alone. So we're going to go get and install a new home security system from the hardware store.
Which in the 80s is probably just like nailing all the windows shut.
So the little things that when the window opens, it goes beep, 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 beep.
Amazing.
So
also,
4 kids in tow, one in a stroller situation
Right.
at the hardware store with a bummed out 11-year-old who just lost a rugby game.
That's how it goes sometimes. Also, just I don't remember if I mentioned, and just a reminder if I did, all of you who failed your rolls get to add a friendship token. So 3 of you are now at 4 friendship tokens. And you can use those to add to your rolls if you roll, like if you were 1 short or 4 short in this case.
Is that the same as an adversity token? Or?
It is. They just call them friendship tokens for this.
Okay.
Since it's dad's asterisk on Mowers. So, Sky, we've circled back.
Yeah.
Tell us about your game night setup a little bit, and tell us about your house. I mean, we have established that they're all very large houses, not like a McMansion, but it's still pretty nice, especially for being a single dog dad, 3-bedroom. It's a little excessive.
Yeah. So when you walk in, you can see like right on the side here, we've got our in-home fitness studio. It's the first thing so that as you get home and before you leave, you can get any workouts you need to get done before leaving. And then you go next door, and it's where I have a single table that's a desk with a computer on it, where I work in tech, which is actually just writing Dog and Blog. But because nobody knows I write Dog and Blog, I say it's my tech office.
Also, because this is the 80s, no one knows yet what a blog is. You invented that term.
Yeah. So this is where I write Dog and Blog. And then you go behind, and there's the living room, which has 2 actual, it's like a love seat that can sit 2 people, and then 4 folding chairs, because he's hopeful he has some people come over tonight. And then a TV setup. And then the main dining room has like an actually pretty nice like dining room table with a pretty nice kitchen, but like the kitchen has so many cabinets that most of them are full of like canned protein type foods, like really intense beans or lima beans or carrots. And then the fridge is full of meat, both for him and for Buff. And then the bedrooms upstairs, one of them is a guest room, one of them is Buff's room, and then one of them is his room.
I mean, is the guest room actually just another home gym?
Part of it. There is a hanger on the treadmill for people to hang their clothes, but there is also a queen size bed.
That's fair.
People, they don't need to get used to working out in the morning. It'll help your day. Your serotonin levels go way up if you're able to like get out of bed, get some stress going, get some dopamine. You're all going to feel great when you wake up, get on the treadmill, and then come downstairs for your bacon and egg pancakes.
Yeah, no.
Sky doesn't get many guests.
Yeah. In real life, I tried to start running every morning for like 2 days, and I was like, I hate this. I'm just going to wake up and eat breakfast. Fantastic. Yeah. So who would be the first to arrive out of our group? I mean, Sky, you obviously live there, so you're there. But out of the rest of you,
that would be me. I'm always on time. If you show up late for court, you're not getting in. So that would look bad if I was late. So I've made a habit out of being punctual, which is the complete opposite of my real life. So yeah, let's pretend.
Relatable.
Yeah. So I think as soon as you get to the door, this guy would be like, hey, welcome. I've got spots for shoes and coats, and then games are set up in the game room, which is just like he took the computer off the desk and put board games on it.
Awesome. Well, I brought a veggie tray that I got from the supermarket today, so I thought we might need some snacks.
Yeah, all I got was beef jerky and chips, and I think some veggies will really help.
Yeah, I need to mention the chat. that Sky definitely needs to take a walk around the block with Jake. It would do him a lot of good.
It would. Very much so.
So I have to ask, who would arrive last between Jake and Riley? Because it's a toss-up. I mean,
Yeah.
Riley's got multiple children. Jake is high.
I mean, I forgot it was Saturday.
Okay, then I would be second. And you'd be last, I think. We'd probably have to not text, call you
Beep.
and remind you.
Jake's got a beeper.
Call the pizza shop.
Yeah, we
for
can
business.
page Jake.
I mean, it'd have to be real late 80s for that one.
Call and order a pizza, or call like pretending you're ordering a pizza and just be like, no, I need to talk to the delivery driver.
It's the
Really
non-specific
important. He's here
80s.
tonight.
Yeah, it's the non-specific 80s.
Mhm.
It all happens at the same time.
I like it. My mom said that the pizza place called and that I was late for a delivery. So, I ran out the door, and then it occurred to me what this delivery was actually all about, because I was supposed to be going to this party and I just forgot all about it.
Oh my god. Jake thinks it's like a party, shows up with like a 12-pack.
Some oregano.
Oregano,
of course.
I get
Mushrooms.
all the party favors.
Riley definitely did not go to the grocery store, so raided the very well stocked pantry for whatever was unopened. So I think they have like fruit snacks and ding dongs. That's their contribution.
Honestly, that's perfect.
I'm
That's
about
what you're all
to
gonna need.
give myself a penalty by accepting these and going, these aren't really what you should be putting in your body, especially not a young growing body, but I appreciate that you brought them for others to share. And due to my flaw of patronizing, I get a permanent -1 to every charm roll going forward.
Amazing. I hope you're keeping track of that.
Oh, I am. I will always make suboptimal choices for role playing.
I can totally hear Sky being like, actually, did you know that these products are full of harmful chemicals, and
Red
this is not
40.
something you want to be putting in the temple that is your body.
If you have a 100% beef-based diet, you don't have any chemicals.
Did you know that when you feed toddlers beef, they shit twice as much? And did you know that to buy your healthy natural stuff in this country is 3 times more expensive? And when
No,
you have
I
kids
don't have
who
a budget.
want to eat,
But I
they
mean,
might have the fruit snacks.
cheese comes from cows, so isn't that like the next closest thing to pure that we can get there, Sky? I mean, you said like the beef was, that was the way to go. So I mean, like pizza, you should be all right with pizza. I mean, you got your food groups here. You've got your bread, and you've got tomatoes, so that's fruit, right? And then we've got some meat, cheese. Oh yeah, look, we got it all. We're good.
Yeah, pizza's fine. It's like it's cheat day. That's why today's the party day. But like to have this as a stocked pantry, it's all I'm saying. It's not.
I love the idea.
You go to
I
the
love the
grocery
idea
store
that
by
all of you-
yourself, don't you?
Oh, sorry,
What'd you
was
say,
that?
Riley?
You go to the grocery store by yourself, don't you?
Oh, every morning, 5
I haven't
a.m.
done that in 11 years.
I can help you if you need. Like, I'll gladly run some errands for you. I got time.
We'll keep that in mind. Especially when Jordan's out of town. That's helpful.
I love the idea that you've all been like just talking, and then Jake is just there. Like no one even saw him come in. He just starts talking.
We're strangely used to it.
Just shows up.
Just Jake's just there.
Oh no, yeah, Sky is probably starting keto, like originating that whole
I
diet.
just put it in chat that Sky invented keto.
Yep, that's canon now.
Yep.
Blogging and keto. Sky
I
is
feel like
literally the
within a
first.
couple minutes, Sky will also invent CrossFit. So let's just all be prepared for that.
But at least he's very pretty while doing it.
Yeah.
That's the important thing, right?
And we're all having fun with it, right? Like we like self-betterment.
Mm-hmm. Sky, would you indulge in the oregano, or would you have to be convinced? Not convinced in like a peer pressure way, but like, would they have to explain to you that it's totally fine and it's not gonna ruin your body?
Considering this is the 80s, I think everyone knows it's perfectly fine, so Sky would have no issue engaging.
I mean, Reagan.
Yeah,
on drugs. Like,
I'm just thinking we haven't had like the full like early 90s weed commercials where the children deflate and get popped in balloons.
but you have already had Reefer Madness.
I think canonically, Sky is from Colorado. I think Sky is still down for it.
I think regardless of whether Sky is down for it or not, that oregano's on that pizza.
And mushrooms. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, yes.
Don't do this in real life. Just, you know, disclaimer. Yeah. What is Jake's best stat?
You know, I think it's just being adorable.
That would probably mean it's his charm, but charm was your D12, right?
Oh, yes.
What is your D20?
Flight.
Oh. Okay. Well, then we're gonna go with charm. Because I cannot figure out how to make weed and flight work without like there being paranoia, and that's not the goal here.
I think it's just taking a nap and being like, you know,
Actually, yeah,
being one of those people that kind of like you said, you know, Jake just shows up sometimes, disappears sometimes. You don't really know where Jake is going. Jake doesn't really know where Jake's going. Jake's just going to find a place to like chill for a minute.
You can interpret it literally and take flight as like how high Jake is.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like how high does Jake get off of his oregano and mushroom pizza?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as high as I can possibly climb.
So with that, I'm going to have everyone roll flight, please. And this is going to be a 10 that you have to beat. So Jake, you don't have to roll unless you just want to. Because it's your D20, so you can just take half and you automatically succeed.
Well, I rolled and got a 17.
Jesus. So you're not even like stoned.
I'm committed.
4? Oh no. Riley
is here for the oregano because it is the only way they relax, but is not touching the mushrooms because does have to pick up the kids later.
Yeah, Riley and Sky, you are so absolutely stoned out of your minds. Like couch lock, maybe even drooling a little bit. Like words are really, really hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
What about Susan?
I got a 6.
Okay. Susan, you're right there with them. So, Jake, you're enjoying the fruits of your labor, as everyone else is so incredibly high.
I love being able to contribute to such a fun party.
You see the scramble tiles are being moved around, but no words are happening. It's just strings of letters making shapes.
Yeah,
Oh
we're
my
going
God,
to
it's just
make the best shape.
No,
what would our 80s gaming system be? A Sega? Maybe? Because I would like to think we're playing Mario Kart, but I'm not sure what the 80s equivalent is.
It could be the Super Nintendo.
Did that come out in the 80s?
It was like 89-ish.
Okay, see, I was thinking Atari.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think that's probably Riley's vibe is high in video games.
It could have also been the
Haven't done
NES.
it in like 15 years.
It probably would have been like the original Super Mario then.
Yeah,
back on the NES.
Super Nintendo system came out in 91. So
I think it's funny that y'all are expecting at least 3 incredibly high people to play video games.
Oh, that's why it's
the best time.
terrible.
It's the best time to do it. Are you good at them at that point? No, but you're having a great time.
Right.
colors
There
just
wasn't-
look
it
so
wasn't-
great as they go around in circles.
Exactly.
It would have been pole position. Especially
Which-
if playing a racing game would have been like, yeah, pole position, or like Rad Racers was one of them.
Amazing. Yeah, pole position would be a trip and a half whenever you're just like stoned out of your mind.
Pac-Man's another one. Or
Pong.
like Marble Madness. Y'all ever played that? I mean, Marble Madness, that's the jam.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
We got to hydrate, and we were called out for not hydrating.
I did hydrate. Thank you. With my beer. It still counts. There's water in it.
Yeah, that's my tea. I forgot my water.
Fantastic. So I think at this point, Riley, the phone starts to go off at Sky's house, which, I mean, Sky, I don't think you probably get a ton of calls because canonically nobody really likes Sky all that much.
Yeah. As I
And
hear
I
it ring,
think-
I go, Rena got my number. She's calling me.
Riley, what are your younger kids' names?
Sadie is 9, Marco is 6, MJ is 2.
Okay. It's Sadie. And Sky, I think you're very confused because it's not Rena.
Yeah.
And it's a child.
Yeah, that too. You're like expecting Rena and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
no.
Riley, I think it's one of yours.
I think that's immediate, like, parental spidey sense. Like, that's not good. And immediately tries to, like, sober before taking the phone. Is like, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Riley, please give me a grit roll to see how well you can sober up.
That's my D4.
Oh no. You got to beat a 3 again. So
Oh, I did it. I got a 4.
Nice.
perfect. Yeah, you manage. You probably have to take like a few deep breaths, and you're just sober enough that you're only giggling a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm
so-
able to make my voice sound like I'm seriously concerned. But if you're looking at if you're in the same room with me, I'm like, what's wrong?
Amazing. Sadie's just like, Llama, can we have some money for pizza?
I mean, can you ask the babysitter if they can get pizza, and then I will pay them back? I'm at the other end of the street.
The other end of the street, so far away. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
You good, babe? You sound. You normally like going to a babysitter.
Yeah, no, everything's fine. Click.
It's only a 3-minute run if you want to go for a run.
If I run right now, I will puke so much. Also, Riley is that high that she is just they're just on the floor with the dog.
Nice.
There's so much
That's just
more
me
affection
sober.
than my children.
Oh, that's just me sober.
Was that obviously suspicious, or is Riley high enough that?
Bit of both.
Hey, does anybody know anything about that house at the end of the cul-de-sac? I never see any like adults go in. Just the 11-year-old. That's where the kids are tonight. And normally, like, the babysitter will just pay for the pizza and then I pay them. I don't know. Maybe they're new to this. You guys know anything about them?
I mean, they order pizza all the time. Like, I drop pizza off there quite often, but I don't know that I have ever seen an adult either.
Yeah. I go by on my morning run and my evening run and my mid-evening run and my afternoon walk run, and I've never seen an adult there.
I will say, anyone who has been by in the evening would see strange lights coming from the basement, and not like TV or video game lights. Like something seems a little, I don't know, unusual, but not so unusual that anyone's gone to investigate.
Sometimes some wicked lights come out of like the mid-evening run basement. It gets all sparkly
Okay.
in a fun, weird way.
Bros, can I call you all bros?
Yeah.
I have a problem. Because if I attempt to drive a minivan right now, I don't think I will make it down the street. And I can't fit all 3 kids on Jake's scooter.
You do live in a cul-de-sac.
I think this is the one time we could take Sky's advice and just hoof it there.
Let me call back. Maybe Sadie's just being weird. Maybe they're doing something they're not supposed to. Can I attempt to redial?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We have star 69, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So you called. Also, it's a small enough town. Like you probably just pull out the phone book, and you're like, there we go. Yeah. Just the house at 150 Marygrove Lane. Yeah, and calling back, it rings for several rounds, and then whenever you hear it pick up, you might not know super well. No, I mean, I guess it is confirmed that everyone in the town has to have some kind of internet connection. You get the dial-up sound.
Well, they're either surfing the web.
In the 80s.
Hey, people do it.
I don't know what the other reasons for a dial-up tone are because I was born in 94.
Yeah. Like, is it the TV is on? Is that the other problem?
Is that how that works?
I was born in 95. I'm not much of a help here either.
Oh no.
In the 80s, there might have been like very, very high-tech people that used Telnet, but that would probably be the extent of any type of internet usage at that point. So
Okay. So is the dial-up tone more of a red flag that it would have been in like the mid-90s?
It would probably confuse you at the very least. And after, I mean, you're all, except for Jake, very stoned. So I think it probably takes Riley a little while before they figure out. And yes, Alana, I also feel old because we're the same age. And older than both of you. So but
yeah, I mean, it's right down the road. You guys want for a walk? I feel like going for a walk.
well,
Yeah,
I
love a walk.
was gonna say, Riley, you're listening, trying to figure out, like, process what's going on with this sound, and then you almost hear like a voice. It sounds similar to Sadie, but almost like robotic.
Sadie? Marco? Do I know what was the babysitter's name?
Timmy.
Timmy. Is that you? Timmy's parents? Can I speak to an adult, please? Yeah, I think that clinches it for Riley. They're out the door.
Fantastic. Is anybody else going?
Yeah, we're gonna go for a run. Let's go for a run.
yeah.
I mean, I'm just inquisitive by nature, so I want to find out what's going on.
Ooh, important question, Heather. Is Susan still wearing the power suit?
No, I think I went and changed into more of like sensible Susan rather than like power suit Pam, you know. But it still very much like a stereotypical, like stoic professional type of outfit, you know. I'm still very put together. I tamed the hair down a little bit though. I didn't want to intimidate anyone.
I love that so much. Also, I'm just picturing Sky now with a mullet, in addition to the crop top and hoochie daddy shorts.
The shorts have been traded for gray sweatpants because it's evening, but the crop top is exactly the same, and the hair can be whatever we want it to be.
It's a mullet then, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. So you all make your way down to 150 Marygrove Lane at the end of the cul-de-sac. And as previously mentioned, there are strange lights, almost like a pale green. And you know how whenever like the sun is shining down between the clouds and you see like that beam of light, similarly, the light almost seems to beam out of this basement, which is not something you all would expect to see.
I think you put the wrong mushrooms on the pizza, Jake.
I didn't have any mushrooms.
Oh. Oops.
Is it dark?
Mm-hmm.
Other than like this? Okay. So Riley does not have a dad pack. They have cargo shorts. So I do have a small mag light that I pull out.
Or a fanny pack. I mean,
yeah, both. When I have to bring diapers, it's like the full diaper bag situation.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I can get it with a fanny pack, but when it's just me and the bros, I can just have enough stuff in the cargo shorts. And I'm just gonna walk towards that window.
Yeah. As you do, you like try to, because it's coming from the basement, you like duck down to try and look through it, and you find yourself in the middle of the cul-de-sac.
Do we watch them like teleport away or?
Mm-hmm.
Jake,
Whoa!
open that oregano.
I'm about to roll a little joint right now. I gotta take a minute and process what in the hell I just saw here.
Did anybody else see that?
Yeah.
I didn't like run. I didn't have like an out of body.
No,
You
that
didn't
was
see my
like
body
the
go.
best athletic jump I have ever seen. It's like you put all of your core and then the legs, and then you just were magically over there. I need to learn that.
God damn
I
it,
think
Scott.
Sky's gonna try and look into the
Gives the
basement.
goat throw the window.
You do, and then you find yourself similarly in the middle of the cul-de-sac, but you are standing on Riley's shoulders.
My balance has never been better. This is amazing.
And
Riley's
kind
not
of
really
like
having
Sky,
abs, so it's not an immediate collapse.
right?
But
Exactly.
a very kind of guided, like get off, get off, get off, get off.
Sky does a backflip off.
Amazing. Sky, give me a broad roll, please.
Yeah, that's my D20. The D20 that hates me. Let's see.
You
Okay.
gotta beat an 11.
I got a 19, 20, 21, 22.
And see, you said it never rolls above a 7. You're welcome.
Has not before today.
I broke the curse for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, please
20
describe how, because you beat this by double,
Mhm.
This is borderline superhuman whenever you do this.
So I think using Riley as like a springboard in a way, I imagine that they have like those parent shoulders where they're just used to like huffing 100 bags because you're not taking a second trip. You've got 4 kids in a lot. So those are like enough that can be used essentially as like a balance beam or something. And we'll just one leg at a time, like back cartwheel into the sky and then like flip and land and then be like, oh, I am gonna teach the world how to do this.
I think as you launch, Riley kind of bends and gives you a little like lift, but you also hear like every joint down the spine crack. And just one of those, oh,
in the air.
Yeah,
You've
what's
got to go on the runs with me.
okay. I do my crunch. Dude.
Riley does like 3 crunches every quarter. It counts.
Yeah.
My exercise is chasing children.
Yeah.
That is
And carrying
completely
40
valid.
bags at once. Like
Exactly. Both completely valid. Yeah. So Sky, that was incredibly weird. Not only that you seemingly teleported, but were exactly where Riley was, but on their shoulders.
Maybe we should look at it at the exact same time and see what happens.
I think I need to go get my children, but if you want to try that with someone, you do you. I'll head towards the front door while these guys decide what they're doing.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
I was just talking to Susan about how cool this was because it reminded me of Super Mario Brothers and like being able to take the warp pipe and just show up somewhere totally different. So cool.
Oh,
And how
that's
confused?
my favorite part.
How confused was Susan about the entire conversation?
I mean, not super confused because one, I'm still kind of high. So I'm kind of going with the flow, and I'm also cool under pressure. So
That's fair.
and I also have a very logical mind. So as mystifying as it is, I keep thinking that like there's got to be some sort of logical explanation for this. I don't know what that is yet, but trying not to read too much into it yet.
It's
Susan,
core
give
strength.
me. Oh, sorry. What was that, Sean?
I was just making a call back to it being core strength. We're good.
Susan, give me a brains roll, please. And what die is that for you?
It's a D12.
Okay. So for this, you got to beat an 8.
It says D12 plus 1. What does that mean?
It means you add 1 whenever you roll.
Okay. Are you fucking serious? I got a 1?
Oh no! If only the audience was gifting some
what did you
reroll.
say I have to beat?
You can't unless you get a reroll. Because you got to beat an 8.
Oh shit. Okay.
I mean, technically, the other players could share their friendship tokens, but that's a lot.
That makes a lot.
Is it actual rules as written that if I give a friendship token to someone else, you have to give 2 to equal 1, or is that not written?
No, no, it's just 1 for 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Susan, I think you are at this point too high to process. Like you're trying really, really hard, but you just keep getting confused every time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We've all been there. Whether it's because you were high or just, life.
I keep trying to show her that if you throw things through this portal, it just keeps hitting Riley and Sky. Like, I don't know why she hasn't figured it out yet.
Sky is definitely trying to take this moment to like work on agility. Like each thing that comes flying his way, he tries to like step out of the way of it or something.
And it's just like pea gravel.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Riley, you approach the front door and you start to feel the same way you did whenever you were about to look in the basement window. And then before anything can happen, the door flies open and you see a shadowy child. It seems weird because the light is coming from behind them, but like you can't make out any of their features, and they're just like, oh, hi, parent person, everything's fine. And they shut the door.
Timmy, where are you? And I knock.
Nothing happens.
I'll try it to see. Maybe he didn't lock it.
You do, and you find yourself at home on your couch.
Weird dream. Okay. Kids aren't here. Hmm. Andrew?
And there's no response. And also, I'm just processing the fact that because you are a parent, even though you're not, a dad, you still have like the dad naps where
Oh,
you
yeah.
just fall asleep in the middle of the afternoon. And you're like, I wasn't sleeping, I was watching the show.
Now, Andrew was the one who was staying home alone. Is he legitimately not there either? Or is he?
There's just no response. But if you get up and you like look around, you see that he is just asleep in his bed.
Can I use my dad watch to like check the time? Like, how long ago did I get to Sky's house?
I think it would have been like probably late evening. We'll say we'll say that it's summertime there as well. So probably like 8 or 8:30. It is now 2 a.m.
Okay, yeah, I bolt. I absolutely just 2 a.m. Do I think it was 2 a.m. when I was at Timmy's house?
You have no idea. You have definitely not looked at your watch.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I'm just gonna go on like gut instinct reaction and just bolt towards the cul-de-sac in Timmy's house and see if anybody's still there.
Give me, just for shits and giggles, a grit roll to see how out of breath you are.
So out of breath.
And I'm not going to give you a target number. I just want to see like
We're gonna 5.
A 5? Oh,
Yeah.
You're very out of breath. Yeah.
That's a. Oh wait, I explode. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
That's my D4, so I explode.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Plus 2, 7.
Okay. I forgot that was your D4. So, you're probably not running that fast in reality. Like probably fast for Riley. So they're a little bit out of breath, but surprisingly, not as much as they might expect. Sky, I feel like, is probably very impressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think as Riley is running back up, Sky would have wanted to do 2 things. Not sure which one he would have done first because he's high off his ass and he's a little stupid. He wants to.
He's a little pretty, you mean?
Yeah.
He's not stupid. He's just very pretty.
One thing, he wants to take out his camera and take a picture of the house to see if it shows weird things on the house or if it develops regularly. It's like one of those like instant flash cameras.
It's a Polaroid.
Yeah, a Polaroid.
Yeah.
And then the other thing,
like pops out and you gotta shake it.
Yeah, see if anything weird. And the other thing he wants to do is just run and try and break down the front door with his body, like just barrel tackle through the front door.
Okay. Are you like handing off the Polaroid before you do this, or are you waiting for the results?
I'd probably hand it to Susan. I feel like Susan would be the one I trust most with it here.
That might be a mistake in this particular case, just because Susan is very high.
Yeah, but Jake comes and goes.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Susan, you see that Sky bolts towards this house, and looking at this Polaroid, it's bizarre. It looks almost like you're looking at a video game. Like it's pixelated and does not look like it does in real life.
That is really strange. I don't think I've ever seen a photo develop like this. And trust me, I've looked at lots of photos, and in the many court cases I've worked over the years, and I have literally never seen this before. So as much as I hate to say this, I think we should follow Sky, and see if we can get into the house.
Sky, please give me a brawn roll as you're trying to beat down this door.
Mm-hmm. Is there a target I have to hit, or just see how I?
What dice is that for you?
My D20.
Oh, that's your D20. That's right. I remembered as soon as I said that. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a 15. It's gonna be a tough one.
Cool. The die is back on its shit. That comes out to an 11 total.
Okay. You can use some friendship tokens here.
I can. I have 3, so someone would have to gift me 1.
I can give you one. I have 5.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll spend all my friendship tokens to get to 15.
Was my running a fail? Technically, did I get a token for my run?
No, because it exploded, so it was successful.
Got it.
And then I don't get a token because we use tokens to pass, correct?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yep. I think that the way that the friendship helps here is, Sky, you're so inspired by seeing Riley run that you're like, yes, I'm converting people to this lifestyle, and you just like charge straight through this door.
I'll just remind everybody that Riley has the sweaty flaw, and an innocence of paranoia about their children, and has just ran for the first time in a long time.
Yeah,
so they are moist.
Yeah,
Sky has been trying to get Running Club going since he moved here, and the fact that you're at least moving at a brisk pace in a forward direction has inspired him that Running Club has a chance.
Yeah, Riley was already a little bit damp, just because they're always a little sweaty, but yeah, probably borderline drenched at this point, because it is also summer, and you just jogged slightly for the first time in forever. So yeah, kind of disgusting, right? Yeah. Sky, as you bust down this door, you see the house is full of wiring, leading in all different kinds of directions. You, as a tech person, definitely would recognize, because you can see kind of like where it goes, that these are like Cat5 cables and power cords and things of a technological nature. And you do hear the telltale signs of computer whirring coming from the basement.
Okay. I think I am not a child person, but I have hung out with Riley and their children enough. I think that like parent instinct would kick in and just do a quick survey of, do I immediately see child?
You do not.
Okay. I think I'll go back to the door. I think this is probably pulling him out of his high a bit because it's a little weird. So starting to get some logic. Go back to the door, but not walk through the frame because I don't know what happens if I walk through the door frame. But go to the door that's laying on the ground and just shout out, "We got no kids, but there's some tech stuff in the basement and I'm inside. So you all should also be inside."
Yeah, I think most of you would know, like, Riley's fear is kids getting hurt / being in danger because they are the overprotective parent. So while this is sobering, it is also giving up, like, intense paranoia. So just, like, running past you for no reason.
Like shoulder checks, Sky.
Yeah, like, Sadie, just yelling kids' names.
Sky is fully impressed. Like, getting shoulder checked, like, yeah.
Sky is now gonna form an adult rugby club.
Yeah. Sky would need to get someone to be interested in running before rugby.
Also, you need like 14 other people. So
yeah. There are 10 other adults in this subdivision.
It's fine. Nothing's on fire. What about Jake and Susan?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out like what the hell we've gotten ourselves into. Again, trying to think very logically, and I mean, the wires have to go somewhere. Trying to see if I can pick up any like context clues as to what might be going on.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a brains roll. And remind me which die that is for you.
D12.
Okay. Because you're a lawyer, you would probably have at least some experience with current tech. So I'm going to say this is a 7. You got to beat.
I got a 10.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, similar to Sky, you definitely would recognize some of these kinds of wires. Maybe not able to figure out exactly what they're doing, but you can tell, the both of you, that they are leading to the basement.
Yeah, I think Riley looks at the wires and like tries to deduce kind of what's happening, like what, but it's just in such a state of fight or flight that they just basement. Like
they're
as soon as they put two and two together, they can't have any more coherent thoughts other than kids' basement.
They just have that like Charlie Day and It's Always Sunny moment with like the wire, or not the wire, the string on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about Jake?
I think Jake is going through the catalog of video games that I've played in my head that line up with the scenario, because I just cannot get past the pixelated pictures and the warp zones and stuff. And so I'm like really convinced that this is just a video game that we've been pulled into. And like those mushrooms were really just like one-up mushrooms.
I'll just say again, I love Jake so much.
Yeah.
But I'm going through the catalog of games and trying to figure out like which mini games I've seen these situations in, and like, you know, which title are we in right now? That's what Jake is struggling with.
Yeah. Is Jake mentioning any of this out loud?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's actually paying attention at this point because they're all kind of freaking out on their own.
Right.
But like, I'm definitely like just rambling about like, wait, I saw this in Castlevania, and I saw this other thing in Mario, in Super Mario, but then they did this one thing in Donkey Kong that was really cool. So yeah, I'm just like trying to come up with ideas based on games.
So I had to do a quick Google because I was not 100% sure. Jake, as you're running through this list of games, has Jake ever played SimCity?
Yeah. It's still a new game, but you know.
Yeah, it did come out in 1989. Yeah. As you're running through this list, that's the only one that even remotely clicks.
I mean, in SimCity, there's like a whole lot of customizations though, so like just trying to figure out how to manipulate stuff and things so that we can get through and find these kids, because you know, I saw what happened with Riley when she tried to go through that portal and ended up back at their house. So, you know.
And as you're thinking about all these things, maybe even like saying some of it out loud, you notice that the furniture around you starts to change. Like it'll flash to something different all of a sudden. And the shape of the house starts to change. Much like it would in The Sims.
Someone's going to pay a little extra for these mushrooms. That's all.
Are the walls like moving as though this was The Sims, like someone's dragging the wall, or is it just like change?
They are. They almost get like slightly transparent too, as like they're being drug.
Sky's gonna try and push the wall back into place.
Oh, while it's being drug?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, give me a brawn roll.
Cool.
I'm gonna say this one's we'll say a 12.
Okay. Nope.
How much of a nope?
3.
Oh, okay. That's perfect. So you go and you're trying to like push on this wall, but Sky doesn't realize it's actually moving towards him. And so it's very much like from Star Wars A New Hope, where like it's the trash compactor and you're just like being pushed back. And all of you can now see that this wall is seemingly pushing you all towards the other living room wall. And the door is now blocked and inaccessible.
How about the door to the basement?
It is also inaccessible currently.
Can I try to punch through the wall?
We'll let someone else act. But
yeah.
I want to roll fight because I feel like I am in fight or flight, but I'm not sure what I'm actually doing.
Fight the house.
I think maybe I'm just trying to run through it.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's flight. I don't know. But like,
No. Well, actually, which one's better?
Fight.
Okay, yeah, let's do fight.
As the overprotective bad.
Which die is that for you?
20. That's my good stat.
Riley is the parent that would absolutely punch somebody for their kid.
Oh, absolutely.
Probably has once or twice.
That's a 4.
Oh no. Yeah, it starts to speed up as you are now trying to basically both of you pushing desperately against this. And I guess I should ask, because Sky had like a place for shoes and everything, would you all have put your shoes back on before you ran down the street to check on these kids? Because it's a cul-de-sac, so
Yeah.
Sky put on his running shoes. He can't have calluses or bruises on his feet.
Sky has shoes other than running shoes?
He has his running shoes. He has his like going for errand running shoes, and then he has his like prepping for marathon running shoes. So all of them are running shoes, but like casual running shoes, intense running shoes, and then everyday running shoes. The everyday ones are the ones that have on.
I don't think at that point we were like panicked enough, or like Riley at least wasn't in enough of a rush at that point that
That's
they
fair.
would have skipped shoes.
That's valid. Jake and Susan, you definitely can see that you are about to be you have maybe 20 feet of room before this wall will squish you against the other wall.
I want to try to break through the wall with something.
Okay. With which ability?
That's a great question. I'm not sure which one to use.
Which is your D20 again?
Oh, my D20 is flight.
Well, then flight. Absolutely. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Like just that panic moment of like, I need to get out of here. Like the walls are literally closing in.
But I think it's kind of following what Riley was saying of like just being in panic and like
Right.
trying to break through the wall to get the hell out of there before I get smashed.
Absolutely. Yeah, so go ahead and roll your D20, and you got to beat a 12.
Awesome. I got another 17.
Jesus. Yeah. I think that in full like cartoon fashion, Jake runs through and there is just a perfect cutout of his body, like arms to the side almost.
I love that. I slid right through and made my way out of there.
It's like a Bethesda game, but Bethesda's not really making games yet. You just clip through the wall. What about the rest of you at this point, now that you just watched Jake bust full, like, Bugs Bunny style through this wall?
Well, grit is my D20, so it's going to be incredibly hard for me to get stressed out by this situation, even though everyone else is running around like, you know, I don't want to say a chicken with its head cut off, but that's the first
Right.
colloquialism that came to my head.
Plus, you're cool under pressure, so.
Yeah, so I have really high grit. I think I'm going to try to keep a level head here. I'm going to try to calm down Sky and Riley. And we are going to follow Jake through the hole that he made in the wall.
Absolutely. Just very calmly.
Yeah, it's a little difficult for Sky since, you know, he's so like buff and muscular, but even if you gotta like turn sideways or duck or squat, do some squats or whatever, we all manage to fit ourselves into the cartoon hole that Jake has left in the wall.
Amazing. So now that you all have made your way back out into the living room, there is a wall missing. It was the wall that separated the living room from the kitchen, so now you can see into the kitchen. And the basement is open.
I think we gotta go to the basement, right? Yeah, basement.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, good. Basement, go.
I actually want to really quick though, as a lawyer, I'm usually carrying like a voice recorder with me in case I need to get like depositions or whatever. And this is starting to seem really freaky to me. So I want to kind of pull that out and do a little bit of narration. Like, I'm here with my friends Jake, Sky, and Riley. This house is really creepy. We can't find Riley's kids. We almost got closed in between two walls. Now we're making our way down to the basement. If someone finds this recording and you don't find us, something is really going on.
Yeah. Like starts with like we're at 150 Marygrove Lane.
Right.
This is the date, the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Super official. Yeah. So Riley, I'm not even gonna ask. I can only imagine they're gonna be the first down the stairs. Probably even doing that thing where you're like skipping stairs as you're just going down, like you barely even touch them. And as you hit the bottom, you can see the children are all sitting in front of computers, seemingly playing a game. Even the 2-year-old, who's just kind of like smashing keys.
Jesus, kids. I mean, they say those games will rot your brain, but it's 2 a.m. I think I go over to the oldest and I just like put my hand on her shoulder and try to like pull her away to have her look at me.
You do, and you see they have like, again, kind of in that like cartoon fashion, where you have like the swirlies in your eye, the like little whirlpool things. It's like that, as they've been just staring at these screens, and they just like lean back forward and they continue playing.
I'll shake her about that and go, Jake. Hey, Jake, before you came over tonight, did you deliver any pizza here? Was it regular pizza? Jake?
I don't remember. I mean, I just remember going to the arcade and yeah, once I went home, like, actually, I remember there was a large order that was placed before I came over here. There was an order that was supposed to be heading to this house.
Right, yeah, they wanted food, but
yeah,
okay.
The sugar would rot their minds.
Not the computers, the sugar.
I'm taking another -1 for that, but just had to bring up those fruit snacks. Told you they weren't good.
Sky, you do tech stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you stop these, unplug, turn them off?
So are these like, do I see like a modem? Do I see like one of the power cell towers? Like what's the tech setup that I would recognize?
Yeah, I think they're all playing on like those old school, like early Apple computers where it's got the black screen and the green letters. So they're all playing, like you can see, it looks like some kind of like text-based RPG.
Okay.
But then you see another kid with a full like desk spread. Even though this is the 80s, they still happen to have multiple monitors, which is very unusual. And if you go a little bit closer, yes, it's Oregon Trail. You're right.
Yeah.
I couldn't think. There was some like text-based RPG that I was thinking of. I just can't think of the name of it now. But yes, Oregon Trail is just as good.
Yeah.
I actually, in kindergarten, we had an Apple II that had Oregon Trail. Just to make myself feel old by saying those words out loud. But yeah, it is very unusual. And it is strange to you to see. It is like a modern setup where you can see the screens continue, which is not something you would have seen in that day and age. So yeah, Sky would be probably a little bit unnerved, I'd imagine.
And in terms of like text-based RPG, as in like they have to put like walk forward, stop, and pick up items up. Okay, just want to make sure.
The other kids, yes.
Yeah.
But you do see that this kid behind this desk, again, is very shadowy looking, and they seem to be playing The Sims. So it's not actually SimCity. It's like they've advanced beyond that. Like they've maybe done some programming of their own.
Okay. Oh. Hey, Riley, how confident are you that your kids' minds would be good if I just turned it off. Cool. You're pausing too long. I won't try it.
No, they have to. It has to stop. Start with his. And I pointed the like multi-monitor setup.
Yeah. Okay. I am going to instruct one. Susan, you are the one that has the most amount of tech. Like, just tell you the code for like in these type of games, like pause, menu, that sort of stuff, and just kind of go over to the child and try and just pick him up and pull him away from the chair.
Yeah. So Sky, as you start to approach, you feel yourself being lifted into the air, and I need you to give me another bra roll.
Yeah. This one is...
this one's going to be a 13.
Cool. That is a 13 on the die, so a 15 total.
Fantastic. Yeah, you feel yourself being lifted by some kind of unseen force. The rest of you see as Sky is picked up, much like someone could just like lift a character in a video game and start to move, but he somehow is able to just like wiggle out of whatever is grabbing. And then, yeah, you go and you like lift up this child, and you see that they have, was it the Nintendo like Power Glove? Yeah, yeah. They have one on each hand, and then they have like a VR headset on as well.
Okay. And I take it the VR headset wires would be quite loose in this day and age.
Probably.
So yeah, as like pickup child, kind of just like do that with the elbow to knock out the headset cable, and then just hold child until something happens that would indicate a reason to release child, and or Susan can do something to save Riley's kids.
So as you do this, they stop being shadowy. Excuse me, and just look like a normal child. And they're like, dude, not cool. I was in the middle of a game.
You're a literal child. You have never been cool a day in your life. You know what's cool? Dogs.
He's not wrong.
Someone please clip that.
Do I get a -1 for that? Gain back a -1 for that? Do nothing with that?
You know what? I'm gonna say roll charm here.
Okay. Cool.
And we'll see how it goes.
Cool. My dad abs charms are both negated by my actuallys right now, so just a flat D12 plus a 2 to this, which brings it to a 5.
Oh yeah, no, you lose another one.
Cool.
At least with this kid.
Okay. Kid specific.
Yeah, you're fine with that. You don't like kids to begin with. So.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You just like them even less.
Can I take off the goggles and see if their eyes are the same now that they are unplugged?
So now that they're unplugged, their eyes look normal. And if you go to check on your kids, they seemingly are coming out of a daze. They're like, Llama, why are you here?
I'm just in this kid's face. What did you do to my kids? What is this? You're not a babysitter. It's 2 a.m. They should be asleep. Where are your parents?
And they just like give you this dumbfounded look, and you can hear that they're like mumbling to themselves. They're like, escape, escape, escape. And then
not a video game, real life. What is happening?
And as suddenly as all of you are watching this, you find yourselves back in the arcade. And there you realize it is quite late. And it is not the 80s. It is actually the mid-2000s. All of you have been sucked into the arcade game. And you see this 11-year-old kid who's like, man, you ruined my fun. I was having a great time playing Sims with you guys.
You kidnapped my children to play arguably the worst of the Sims games?
And us. We were also kidnapped.
I mean, it's not really kidnapping if you're an adult.
You're still a literal child. I do not care what you say.
Did you get into my oregano?
No.
What?
It's called magic, dude. Look it up.
Where are my children? Do I have children? What's happening?
Oh yeah, no, they're at home. They were fine this whole time.
What did you get out of this?
Fun? Listen, my older brother had this book, and I was reading it, and it sounded really cool, and it was all this like magic stuff, and yeah, I just thought it would be fun. I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal, but I guess you guys are mad.
Why
Listen,
don't
as much as I support reading, you can't just do random magic.
That sounds fake, but okay.
What are the other arcade games around? Is there like a Street Fighter?
Is there a Dark Souls?
Oh, absolutely.
I think I
What'd you
think
ask, Sean?
Dad
Said, is there
grabbed
Dark
my
Souls?
stuff and take him over to like Dark Souls Street Fighter. It's like, you want to go on a video game from the 80s?
This is child abuse.
It's literally not.
You kidnapped my children.
No, your kids have been at your house this whole time. I adult napped you.
Well, you're so fat when you're getting KO'd.
And with that, the child abuse as hard line goes out the window.
You mess with my kids, yo. No, I let him go. He's fine.
Yeah.
I just scared him a little bit.
I mean, I feel like our lawyer could probably have some things to say here.
Absolutely. I think that I would probably try to use my charm and or brains on this kid to try to figure out like maybe what this book was that they were reading, or is that really the reason that they did this? Was it just for fun, or was it for some more sinister, plot?
Yeah, which one do you want to use?
I mean, or since I'm wealthy, I could just throw money at the problem and hope it goes away.
I mean, do you want to pay this kid who just kidnapped you?
Not really. I guess not. I guess we'll do charm since I haven't done that yet.
Okay. Was that your D20?
That's my D10.
Your D10. Okay. Yeah. We'll say you got to beat an 8.
Okay. I got a 6, but I can use 2 of my friendship tokens.
You sure can. So this kid digs into their messenger bag and like pulls out just a bunch of random crap, like sketchbook full of like kind of messed up drawings. Like maybe you should be a little concerned about this kid. And then pulls out this book that looks like it's bound in some kind of strange leather with a face on the cover. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I read this book. I mean, it seemed like a good time. I don't know.
So he's got the Necronomicon.
Yeah.
Fun.
Susan, can I see that?
Sure.
Who and where are your parents?
Probably at home.
I'm going to have a conversation with them because they need to be monitoring your media access and consumption. And this is not for 11-year-olds. I don't let my Andrew read anything that is PG-13, even though he's almost 13.
I mean, I could find worse on the internet.
Your parents don't have like parental blockers on? What's wrong with parents?
It's 2003, dude. Like, no.
I have my Netflix parental coded.
I think in 2003, Netflix was still just DVD
DVDs.
rental.
Yeah.
You're right. They don't know my password to order the DVDs. I change it bi-weekly.
because you forget it every time.
Too
The
real.
DVR can only record certain channels.
Amazing. Is anybody doing anything else at this point?
Well,
Drive a cell
Riley,
phone.
Oh, both of you talked at the same time. I caught none of it.
if you're scared that your kids are too young to read it, I can keep it at my place with Buff until your kids are old enough, and then we can gift it back to Andrew on his 16th birthday.
Sky,
Yeah.
you're an idiot.
Yeah, but that's okay.
No one needs to read this, especially children.
But
No one needs.
we could go to Skyrim and get health potions and get buffs. We could go to
And
like
being eaten alive by a dragon.
you don't go to that part. We can go to like an Animal Crossing and grow fruit in 3 days and fix the world's hunger. We could go to like Stardew Valley, which will come out in about 12 years, and we could go farming, and then we can go running on the beach. We got so many options we could use this for.
And as, Sky, you say this, it suddenly is clicking to all of you why all of these 80s things were all kind of happening at the same time, even though in real life they didn't all happen at the same time. That none of it was real, because this was a small child in the 2000s who was just remembering what they heard about the 80s and making stuff up. And so now that you all have returned to the real world, Sky, you definitely are a blogger, or at least a live journaler.
Yeah.
Professionally.
Yeah. It's not printed anymore. It's at least online somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is Sky wearing the same outfit?
Ooh, good question.
No. I feel like Sky would be wearing like basketball shorts and like a way too tight, like should be wearing a large, is wearing like a small plus tank top.
Oh man, if we were in the 2020s, like it's crazy because the style has just gone right back around. It's right now it's crop tops and hoochie daddy shorts.
That's why I had to be like, hold on, let me figure this out for a second.
Can I make a request? Can Sky be wearing juicy shorts, like the velour tracksuit shorts?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Does it say juicy on the butt though?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
it does.
Amazing. Anything else that we want to do? Anything that Jake wants to do or say?
I think at this point, yeah, it's just time to go smoke another joint. I mean, after coming back into the 2000s from 1980s, I mean, this entire night has just blown my mind so much that I just, I need to smoke. That's it.
Go listen to some Cypress Hill, get really high.
I mean, I've tried to make it a point to keep. I had my Walkman on me, or so I thought. But at least the good thing about waking up in 2003 is realizing that I have an iPod and I've got tons of music instead of just that cassette that I was rocking in the 80s. So,
is it an iPod or is it a Zune?
Oh no, it's an iPod. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Nice. Jake's obviously doing a lot better in real life pizza delivery.
Well, I had to save up for that one, but it was worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Well, thank you all so much. This has been a ridiculously good time.
Hold on, I didn't get to throw money at everything. Now that we're all done and we're back in the real world, I want to take everyone out for like drinks and dinner or whatever on me.
Also, like maybe pay off the owner of the arcade who saw me verbally threaten a child.
Oh, right. Yeah, totally. I got you.
I will say Riley pulls out whatever version of a Nokia they have and calls home to verify that their children are okay. And also is wearing the exact same thing because a short sleeve button down and cargo shorts has never gone out of style to them.
Timeless. 100%. Yeah, and I mean, Susan absolutely could be like helping her friends to like weather the upcoming economic crisis and housing market crash and all that kind of stuff. So Suburbtopia is totally fine because of the help of Susan.
Jake's about to start some like alt news groups about like paranormal stuff, and talking about all of the experiences that I've just
I'll
gone
find that.
through. Yeah, I mean, I've got this really cool MySpace group that I'm about to launch. You should check it out.
Sky takes the athletic training to develop CrossFit.
Absolutely.
And the
Even though
running
it probably
club
already existed, you make it your own thing.
Yeah. It's like how
Sky.
Oreo stole the Oreos. It's like I stole CrossFit.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that is a fantastic place for us to wrap. Thank you all so much. As I was saying, this has been ridiculously fun. It's a great way to spend some time with friends, especially in light of recent unfortunate events and tragedy. So before I pass it off to my lovely friends here to remind us who they are and where we can find them, I just want to remind everyone, you do have until tomorrow at noon Central Time to donate to the Trans Empowerment Project. So even if you didn't donate during this game, there are still lots of other fantastic things that you can get with your hard-earned money. And also, you can just donate because we love the Trans Empowerment Project. They do great things, and they're wonderful people. So please help out however you can. And even if it's just sharing the link, every little bit helps. Yeah, so I forget who we ended with. Who wants to go first?
I can go. I think I was last. We can go in backwards order.
Perfect.
I am Sean. I am known as Help Action Needed, all one word, on Instagram, Threads, Twitch, and the Help Action Needed podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. We are a narrative-driven, mostly D&D, have done some non-D&D one-shots, and we'll have a very fun donated incentive one-shot fundraiser episode coming up, that if you want to have your game or a game you really like on a show, you can donate $10 and buy out the last slot of forcing me to run or get my friends to run a game on our podcast. So do that. Yeah, we're narrative driven. It's a very, very fun show. It's very gay. We've got lesbian pirates. We've got bisexual pirates. We have princes who are going to just inherit the country together as long as the church doesn't fuck shit up. It's really fun. I like it. That's me. Thanks.
I
for
mean, you
having
could
me.
have just stopped at pirates. That's
Yeah.
plenty.
Yeah. The pirate is dating one of the main PCs.
Ooh,
Yeah.
love it. I love it. All right. Nat, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Hello, I am Nat. You can find me on the internets at Nat20Wife, primarily TikTok and Instagram. I am half of Don Marshall Entertainment. You can check out our actual play, The Unpredicted Party, where they do, in fact, take the Eagles to Mordor. I'm also a team member over at Roll D5. We will be announcing our July schedule tomorrow. We play exclusively indie games in one-shot form. So we have a lot of guests on and cycle through a lot of things very quickly. And yeah, please go donate. If you are somebody who plays TTRPGs, there are several digital downloads of games that I'm actually going to go snag here in a second.
Also,
That's
a
me.
bunch of physical books. Like, I'm sad that I'm very broke because I want to get all of them.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fantastic. Heather.
Thanks so much for playing tonight, everyone. I'm Heather Knoxville, she, they pronouns, COO of Trans Empowerment Project. You can find me on socials at Heather Knoxville on Facebook, Ivy_Knoxville on Instagram, but most importantly, you can find TEP at transempowerment.org and on all the socials, Trans Empowerment on Facebook, Trans Empowerment Project on Instagram, and trans_empowered on Twitter, and at We Are TEP on TikTok. And I said all of that so that I could plug TEP so that Jack could actually have some space to talk about themselves and not just TEP. But yeah, come find us, transempowerment.org, out here doing all the things for the community. So come check us out.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, Heather. So I'm Jack Knoxville. I use he and they pronouns. Again, I'm the founder and executive director of Trans Empowerment Project. We have lots of really fun and community initiatives that we are launching and have launched already. Lots of cool community groups for y'all to come out and be a part of. We've got a gaming league that we are about to launch, which is going to be a whole lot more of RPGs and tabletop games and just all kinds of games, especially in the local communities. So anybody out there who wants to like be a community captain and lead some games, come chat with us. We've got so much going on, but just really want to thank everybody who has taken the time to show up for this fundraiser, not just tonight, but all month long. Y'all have been amazing and have helped this organization out way more than you could even fathom. And we have so much more work to do for this community. But first and foremost, the main goal that this organization is trying to do is to help this community move out of crisis mode and into that space of empowerment. And that's really what it's about, is helping this community to stop feeling like we have to react to everything because we're stuck in this crisis mode and that there's not enough of the things that we need. There is an abundance of resources in this world. It's just a matter of building the relationships with the folks who have access to these things so that we can also gain access, and taking the time to lift each other up and make space, because we do have the opportunity to create the future where everybody gets to thrive, but we can't do that on our own or in silos. So doing things like this, having joy in the midst of chaos, this is the most revolutionary and radical thing we can do. And so we are down to be as radical and revolutionary as possible. So let's have all the joy together. Let's create that world where everybody truly does get the opportunity to not just be seen a little bit, but to be seen and celebrated and to truly thrive. So thank you all so much again. And yeah, turn it back over to you, Rick.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I don't have anything that I can add to that. Thanks for joining us.